So the module really is a high level looking at the management of individual businesses within the NHS. So it's really sort of generic areas behind that rather than specifically on individual organisations. And it really goes from the gamut from the planning aspects through to the final reporting. It goes through governance. It looks at really some of the big challenges being faced and then picks up small issues like VAT or charitable funds. But the main focus then really is on the management and how you look at the management of an organisation and what a good organisation looks like, and then what lessons you can learn from failure or for problems and put that in the context behind that. So they'll understand, I think, hopefully a bit more about the importance of really good planning, how planning is more than just financial aspects, it's operational, it's resources. It's about how you choose between priorities and understand that, and all the way through to the implementation, about effective governance, how important that is, and good risk management. So it sees how the whole lot pulls together. We very clearly, there's one of the topics is actually looking at the financial challenges at the NHS, and we look at some detail at things like the demographic challenges, the resources, and how people can look at that, and how the priorities come down from on high, how local priorities are derived, and how that moves forward in terms of a more integrated approach with other parts of health and social care. So it actually specifically addresses some of those real macro issues. At the same time, it looks at how value for money can be achieved, how people can explore other ways of working, and therefore how management go about prioritising resources in the planning process, but also then have that accountability when it comes to the annual accounting, and what does that say and how do you understand the information that you're getting. I'd like to think it's relevant to all. In our last cohort, we've got a mixture of accountants, managers, but also clinicians. And that has been a real eye-opener because you get that different view, and both sides really seem to enjoy that sort of interaction, the networking. So I think it's for everybody, and it's an enjoyable experience. I think it's important that people get involved. There are lots of good activities. You know, we've looked in just recently at the Francis report and Mid-Staff's inquiry. So you're looking at sort of really quite topical issues and how they've been implemented, and the insight you get from talking to other learners about what their experience is a really valuable byproduct. But I think it gives you that bigger picture, and I think that's a really important one. And then obviously fits in with the other modules, which again helps people see the NHS is complex, but it is understandable.